I'm Bartek Luks from Institute of Geophysics, Polish Academy of Sciences, and I will talk a bit about path to the EU project and how it was associated with SciS. Okay, first of all, I'm snow researcher, and I will talk from snow research perspective and how we built community around snow research and glaciological research in Svalbard. So snow research in Svalbard, for many years, snow was associated mainly with glaciers. There was this paper authored by Jan Gunnar Winter, Snow Research in Svalbard, an overview. And, well, it was mainly about glaciers. Like for many, many years, when researchers thought about snow in Svalbard, it was glaciers, nothing else. And then snow research community was very spread between, it was like around Nealesund, around Longyearbyen, and around Hornsund, and there was no cooperation between us. And this very strong cooperation in snow research, not glaciology, but snow research started in autumn 2015. Andreas Pollard, JC Gallet from NP, and Catherine Larosse, they applied to Research Council of Norway for a strategic grant to run taking the next step in Svalbard Snow Research Workshop, which was hosted at University of Silesia in Poland. And I got invited to this workshop as a representative from Horsund. And since Sosnowiec is a wonderful city, and basically there was no place to go, then we spent a very fruitful time discussing what can be done next. And we decided that we'll apply for a joint project, also again on Research Council of Norway funding, and again it was a strategic grant, and it was called Community Coordinated Snow Study in Svalbard. And it happened in 2016 in spring. We had a coordinated sampling campaign across Svalbard, starting in Hornsund and going up north to Nordaustlandet. And that's how we bonded in terms of a team. Then next, we heard about SciS, and we decided that we'll try our journey with SciS. And in 2017, there was first call for SciS access. And in 2018, luckily we got funded, and we ran first snow project with SciS. It was called Snow Observation in Svalbard. It was very successful, mostly in terms of collaboration for the future. So we managed to build a very interdisciplinary group, which consists of snow researchers that are interested in snow physical properties, but also biologists and chemists. So it was very, very interdisciplinary, and that's how it started for us. The group started growing, mainly thanks to SciS, as we gathered together and start applying for SESS reports, but also for snow-related access projects and optimization calls. There was a number of them. It all was summed up in the white paper and agenda for the future of snow research in Svalbard, and a multi-domain approach published in September 2021. And then it was summarized in a Polar research paper under the same title. So without SciS and funding schemes, but also a lot of support from the SciS KC, this group would not grow. It started with a small workshop where we had 12 people. And now the snow community is growing and growing, and it's not only physical properties of snow, chemistry and biology, but it's also quite large part on remote sensing. So if we look for partners within science community, then it's much easier to apply together. So from the SESS reports and projects we run, we learned quite some on knowledge gaps in snow research and what are the research needs. So we learned that like there's a predominance of snow-related research around Neolesson and Longyearbyen. In Horsens, it was just starting a couple of years ago. Now we're like kind of partner on more or less same level. Snow spatial variability on glaciers in southern, central, and eastern part of Spitsbergen is almost completely missing. Well, if you concern snow data on bare ground and tundra in tundra ecosystems, there's even less. We are missing temporal and spatial patterns of snow accumulation and ablation. And this need to be considered as also in terms of terrestrial ecosystems and permafrost thermal regime. Rain on snow and winter thaws are still poorly studied. We all know almost nothing about snowpack processes during the melting period and polar night. That these are things that are starting right now. And since we already have kind of like a group that cooperates in those fields, then the biggest need is funding for snow research collaboration, and it needs to be on international level. So how this snow research can be strengthened in Svalbard? Well, first of all, we need to be open to other groups, disciplines, and luckily it's already happening within SciS structures. We need dedicated internal calls for interdisciplinary projects. Well, there's need for labbing to funding agencies for calls focused on interdisciplinary research. And well, first of all, we need to apply for joint applications to EU, international, and national calls. Well, and we try to do that. So how it goes with applying for the calls. In 2022, we had joined together with Poland, together with Norwegian partners. We had a joint call for CRIOS, application for CRIOS, which was a cryosphere integrated observation network on Svalbard. This was the infrastructure call. And well, we heard quite some about this one 2 years ago at the Polar Night Week. Then there was another opportunity in 2023. We applied for another grant from EEA and Norway grants. It was called Harsfall, and it was bilateral initiative for harmonization of the Svalbard cooperation. And there was like strong snow research component. And it was again for cooperation between the institutions, and it involved Polish partners that are within SciS and Norwegian partners from SciS. And in 2025, and actually it was much earlier, as in at the working group days in Oslo in 2023 in the autumn, Heikki approached me and asked if I would be interested to coordinate the proposal from SciS to Inland Ice Call, the EU call. And we decided to give it a try. And during the Svalbard Science Conference in 2023, I listened to no presentation. I just talked with people together with Andreas Polar from Institute of Polar Sciences, CNR. We've been like looking for partners from, first of all, from SciS community, and then we had to expand the consortium a bit beyond. And well, it happened. LIQUIDICE started in February 2025, so we're a year in a project, and now I'll talk briefly about what we do. So there's like quite lengthy title, linking and quantifying the impacts of climate change on inland ice, snow-covered permafrost water resources. Like, I guess like in 10 years we won't remember this title, but hopefully we'll remember the acronym. It's 7.5 million euro. We got 18 EU and non-EU countries, as we have 3 partners from India. And among these 18, 7 institutions are from SciS Consortium, which is a big success. Institute of Geophysics is the coordinator, and myself, I'm project coordinator for the LIQUIDICE. And Andreas Polar from ESP is scientific coordinator. And what is LIQUIDICE? Like the water resources from the melting cryosphere are the center of the LIQUIDICE. So we want to learn what will happen, what is happening, and what will happen in the future with the water resources coming from snow, glaciers, and permafrost around the world, basically. So here you can see consortium, and as I said, 7 of the partners, including CNR, Norse, University of Silesia, SciS itself, AVI, are project partners and strong component of the consortium. As for the objectives, well, we're a year in the project and it's already happening. So we are gathering in situ data for ice, snow, and permafrost. We're focusing in 5 super sites. One of them is Svalbard with 2 sub-sites. One is in Ålesund, the other one is in Ålesund. We also work in Norway, Greenland, Italian Alps, and Himalayas. And as for the other objectives, like we want to understand the cryospheric interconnections. So we study glacier and snow melt, water discharge, and permafrost thaw. There's also remote sensing components. So there will be integrated satellite albedo products for Greenland and LIQUIDICE super sites. With partners from North, we're working on advanced retrieval of snow water equivalent from remote sensing products. So if it works, then it's going to be a big change for snow research all around the world. We also work on glaciers and ice sheets mass balance reconstruction. One of the key components is running high-resolution Earth system simulations with enhanced ice sheet and glacier representations. And we plan to refine the outcomes of these Earth system models with downscaling surface mass balance and intercomparing it with the in-situ data. Then we'll also work with downscaling of other Earth system models and cortex simulations for testing of hydrological models. And we also plan to assess the impact of glaciers and snow melt on water resources in the super sites connected to vital sectors like electricity production, freshwater availability, and also winter sports. So this is basically all. If you have any comments, well, I'm here and you can reach out I'll type my email below. Thank you.